So it's Sunday morning now, about 6:30, and it's been an absolute miracle. I finally slept. I slept long, I slept well. Woke up this morning, 201 1/4 pounds. Put up some footage now of what we look like fasted. Yeah, I went to bed about 10, I was asleep by 10:30, and then I only got up twice, and both times I went straight back to sleep, and then I woke up naturally about 5:45. And honestly, I got a bit of a high right now. I feel so good. That's the first night's sleep. All right, so it's Friday. We are 2 weeks and 2 days away from our first ever bodybuilding show. And this week, I've basically been feeling like death. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm on another planet, but my mind is more focused, more determined. Progress is going good, so it's a strange feeling. But you might be thinking, well, Chris, you don't seem that bad. And let me tell you why, because today is my last high carbohydrate day before the end of the diet. Now, I'm not happy because it's the last day, but I am happy because I get to have 700 grams of beautiful carbs, man. I had pancakes this morning with chicken, maple syrup, I had strawberries, honey, I've had bananas, rice cakes, an actual portion of rice, and I've still got, let me show you this, 2 portions of this beautiful chocolate overnight oats. This thing is unbelievable. So I thought I'd go through the plan for the weekend. As I said, 700 grams of carbs today. I want to see how my body responds to that. And then this weekend I'm going to go hard, super low carbs. I'm going to go to the gym 5 times over the weekend, 2 cardio sessions tomorrow, 1 weight training session, and on Sunday 1 cardio and 1 weight training. So I'm preparing for the weekend, and I'm making a little keto flatbread thing. So as I'm making it, I thought, why not show you guys, because it's a great high volume, low calorie, low carb food that's a substitute for bread. And yeah, so let's get to it. All right, so this is all you need to make it. I've got 300 grams of fat-free natural cottage cheese, 3 eggs, and seasonings of your choice. I've got some garlic, some mixed herbs, black pepper, and a little bit of baking powder, like about a teaspoon. I mean, I made one the other day, I forgot to put the baking powder and it still worked, so I don't know, about a teaspoon of this. Chuck it all in a blender, blend it up for about 10 seconds, and you're ready to go. It really is that simple. So I'm gonna chuck all this in, blend it, and be right back. And there we go, 10 seconds in the blender, line a tin sheet with some parchment paper, preheat your oven to 180 degrees, and you're ready to go. So we're ready to pour. I sprayed a little bit of Firelight underneath just to stick the parchment paper down. And just get your mixture and pour it on. Nice and evenly. And then we can get a spoon, spread that out a little bit. Now the edges, as it settles, will be a little bit thinner and they will crisp up and burn a little bit, but I actually like that. What I do is just trim them off once it's cooked and eat them straight away because they're really good. But yeah, you can put it in like this. I personally really like the seasonings, so I'll chuck a little bit more on top. If you're not doing this, you know, for a hardcore diet, it'd probably be better to use full fat cottage cheese. I reckon it would keep it together a bit better, and also something like some mozzarella would be good on this. Sprinkle a little bit on top, you know, give you a nice crust. There we go. And that's it. So we put that in for about 35 to 40 minutes. I'm gonna check back after 35 minutes and see where we're at. All right, so that's 35 minutes, and that is definitely done. I just like it a little bit more well done, so I'm gonna leave it a few more minutes and take it out, but that's definitely cooked. Oh, look at that, looks good. All right, so that's about 40 minutes, and that looks perfect to me. So what we're gonna do is take that off there. Be careful, obviously. Just put that by there. We're gonna let that cool down for 10 minutes, and then I'll cut it up and separate it and then show you how I'll be using it. Right, so once you've let it cool, you're ready to cut it up. I mean, there's so many different ways you can use this. Some people like to use that as a pizza base now. Just cover it with tomato sauce and your toppings, put it back in, you got yourself a pizza. This whole thing has got less than 400 calories. I think it's like 398 calories or something like that. It's got 50 grams of protein, 17 grams of fat, and 12 carbs, I think. So, I mean, if you imagine, you could have half of that for less than 200 calories, fill it with some chicken and some salad, and you could have a wrap for like less than 350 calories. For the sake of this, I'm just gonna keep it really simple. I'm just gonna cut it into 4. So, right down the middle. Because it's done on parchment paper, it does get a bit soggy on the bottom, that's the only problem. I might try a silicone mat, see if that's any better one day, but be a bit careful when you're peeling it off because it does stick a little bit. So I find it's easier to cut on here first, makes it easier to manage. So I'm just gonna cut it into 4. And then I've got some individual pieces of parchment paper here, just to keep them separated. And then I like to put it in the fridge, and then it kind of sets a bit more. And then when I'm ready to use it, I like to put it in the air fryer because then that crisps up the bottom a little bit. And yeah, that's just the way I like it. But I mean, you can do so much with this. You can use it for like burger buns, you can use it for wraps, you can use it for pizza. I mean, there's so much. So, as I said, less than 400 calories in this whole thing, 50 grams of protein. Whether I have it all tomorrow and Sunday, I'm not sure yet, but yeah, really simple to make. Like I say, high volume, low carb, low calorie, and that's it, it's done. So I'll just cover that with some tin foil now, chuck it in the fridge, and good to go. All right, so it's Saturday morning, 10 to 8, gym opens in 10 minutes, gonna get in and do the first cardio session. Yesterday, I decided to push the carbohydrates even higher. I probably had about 950 in the end. My fasted weight this morning was 202, and yesterday it was 198, so 4 pounds heavier. So that's good to know for peak week, that 950 carbs, you know, I went up about 4 pounds. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, I feel like absolute shit. Like, I thought that all the food, getting some cravings out, I'd feel better, but I feel probably the worst I felt. I don't know if it's because, like, I don't have work, so I'm like, I've been quite slow today. I've been up since 5:30, but you know, there's no rush or anything. I really don't know, but I feel fucking terrible. I know as soon as I get in there and start doing cardio, I'm gonna feel so much better. I always do. Cardio is so good for mental health, and I always feel better. So yeah, you'll probably see that as soon as I come out. I'll film, and you'll probably see a difference. But right now, oh my god, I feel like death. And I've promised myself I'm going to do 45 minutes now, a weight training session at 12 o'clock, and then another 45 minutes of cardio later on. And today is low carbs. It's always so much more difficult the day after a high day as well, because I mean, the hunger is just insane right now. I just want to eat everything. But yeah, when we get back, we'll do meal 1, and I'll show you guys how I use the keto bread that I made. And I'm going to make a nice little bacon, egg and mushroom wrap with the keto bread. I can't remember the last time I had bacon, so I'm excited about that. But right now, I just gotta muster up all the energy to get out of the car and go and do cardio. So yeah, let's get it done. All right, so that's session 1 of cardio done. I thought I would feel a little bit better than I do, actually. I feel a little bit more awake, but I still feel pretty shitty. I think the lack of sleep, especially last night, was so broken. I thought because of all the food that I had, I was going to have a much better sleep, but you know, just probably because of the amount of carbohydrates, it was just like, you know, major sugar high, and yeah, that's a bit of a shame. But I do feel more awake, so we're going to go back, have meal 1. Originally I was going to try and have 2 meals and then come back, but I think I'm just going to have 1, like combine them a little bit, and get back and yeah, see how we feel then. So there we go, there's 2 low carb bacon and egg sandwiches. This has got 60 grams of protein, 13 grams of fat, and 10 grams of carbs, all for 383 calories. You know, if you had 1, That's less than 200 calories, 30 grams of protein. It's a great alternative to bread, and I'm super excited. So that's enough of me talking, because I have to eat. All right, we're back at the gym just after 11 o'clock, earlier than I planned, but I feel a lot better, mainly because I've eaten. Bacon was amazing. I always feel better after I eat some fat. Although, you know, there wasn't a ton of fat in it because it was, you know, bacon medallions and it's quite lean, but you had about 13 grams of fat. Food in general, just feel a lot better now. So I'm gonna go in, do a push workout. Probably not gonna film the workout. I will film the posing. Gonna get in, really focus, get it done. This will give me more time between now and the next cardio session. I'm just gonna get into bed, rest for the afternoon, and eat. And yeah, so feel good. So even though I wasn't feeling the best physically or mentally, I actually had one of the best sessions I've had. I felt really strong, no doubt because of the well over 900 grams of carbs the day before. It filled out nicely, and yeah, felt really strong. Even had some left in the tank. I knew I was going to do a back workout the next day, and I was going to have very low carbs for the weekend. So, you know, I didn't go crazy, got a good pump, and then worked on some posing. At the time, I didn't feel all that great about it. You know, you're looking in the mirror every single day and you can really start to second guess yourself. And it's not until, like, looking back at the footage now, I'm really happy with where I'm at. It's like I'm in my head, you know, I feel like I'm going backwards. And I want to give a big thank you to James, who was in the gym at the time. And he came over and gave me some feedback and, you know, gave me some confidence, like made me realize that I'm where I need to be. I'm in a good place. I just wasn't seeing it myself. But looking back at the footage now, you know, my legs have come in nice, my front's in, my back, you know, still has a fair amount to go. Whether I can do that in time or not, I'm not sure. But I'm in a good place. I think it's because it's my first competition and I don't have the experience. I'm kind of winging it. You know, I don't really know where I need to be, but I certainly won't be embarrassed, you know. I think I'm in a good place and it's going well. I do need to work on my posing. I mean, there, like, he pointed out that my glutes are striated, and you can see there, and I just wasn't seeing it myself. Like, it's strange, you know, you look in the mirror every single day, and yeah, you can't see it yourself. All right, so this is meal 2, and probably the one I'm most excited about today. We got 2 reduced fat burgers, 4 bacon medallions. We got 1/4 of our keto bread, a little bit of low sugar ketchup, some mustard, some jalapenos, some gherkins, a little bit of lettuce, some red onion. This has got about 80 grams of protein and 30 grams of fat and about 14 carbs. And this is about 620 calories. Now, if you just had one, you know, you're getting 40 grams of protein, only like 7 carbs, 15 grams of fat. Yeah, I've really been looking forward to this one. Just had a pretty good session at the gym. I'm gonna smash this now. I'm gonna get into bed, play the PlayStation for a few hours, rest up, and then get back and do our second cardio session of the day. And there we go. All right, so we're back for round 3. I feel a lot better now. Had a really good push session earlier on. I've eaten some food. We've had 2 meals so far. I've had about 43 grams of fat, and I feel a lot better because of it. Don't get me wrong, I still feel destroyed, but under the circumstances, I feel pretty good. Slight change, I'm gonna go in now. I didn't do my triceps earlier on, so I'm gonna start with my triceps, then do some cardio, and then we're gonna get out of here, eat and rest. And yeah, that's a successful day. So let's get it done. So at this point in the day, we're feeling really good, mainly because we've eaten a few times now, and we had a really good session, which gave me a lot of confidence. It's been a while since I've had that sort of strength. And again, thank you to James for the feedback, giving me that confidence, making me realize that, you know, I'm in a good place and I don't need to do anything silly. I don't want to overdo it. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing, and I think we'll be okay. This is in a different room with different lighting, because I look quite a bit different. I mean, I look even more filled out here, but you know, obviously we're having low carbs this day. As I said,
at the time, you know, looking in the mirror myself, I just wasn't seeing it, but looking back at the footage now, I'm really happy with where I'm at. I'm confident that I won't embarrass myself. That's the main thing, because, you know, I really don't have any experience. I'm not working with a coach. I'm doing this on my own. I'm winging it, and yeah, I think I've got to the point now where I'm going to be okay at least. I do need to work on the posing more, you know. Certain poses just are not working very well. Side tricep here, I'm never sure whether to do, which foot position to do. I like the Dorian Yates style, you know, with the leg back, but I'm not sure which looks better. Here, you know, my legs look good. This is the first time I've noticed actually how much my legs are in, and that's good. With that rear lat spread, like, I don't know what was happening. I tried quite a few times that day. I just couldn't open my right lat. I do have a bit of shoulder pain. Maybe it's just overuse at this point, but I just couldn't quite get my right lat to open up. But yeah, it's given me a lot of confidence, this has, because I was really starting to get in my head. And as we're only 2 weeks out, you know, I'm starting to panic, like, have I got enough time? You know, starting to contemplate, you know, pushing calories super low, and that would probably be a mistake, you know. I probably need to just keep doing what I'm doing, and I think we'll be okay. So this was meal 3. It was my friend's birthday, so I made us a steak. I didn't get the triple cooked chips, unfortunately, but we had a lovely salad, mushrooms, onions, and a nice sirloin steak, so I can't really complain. I forgot the macros, unfortunately, but it's going to be about 50 grams of protein.
Alright, so this is meal 4, more of a snack really. It's just 100 grams of frozen chicken breast and 3 egg whites. There's actually half a yolk in there because one cracked, but I'm not really bothered about that. I want to keep the fat down because I've had quite a lot of the fat that I plan to have today already, and I want to keep the rest for the meal I have before bed. Although, to be honest with you, I'm so drained that I might go to bed soon, so I'm not even sure if I'm going to have another meal. But this has about 35 grams of protein, and yeah, we'll see if we have meal 5 or not. So this is meal 5, almost the same as the last. We got 80 grams of chicken breast, 1 egg white, and I'm gonna have 15 grams of peanut butter. I'm hoping the little bit of fat will help me sleep. This puts our total for the day at 250 protein, 85 fat, and 50 carbs, but just over 1900 calories. So I'm gonna have this, and hopefully I'm gonna fall asleep and get a half decent night's sleep, which I haven't had for weeks now. So honestly, I got a bit of a high right now. I feel so good. That's the first night's sleep I've had for a long time. I was absolutely exhausted yesterday. You know, it was a tough day, but a great day. Went to the gym 3 times, low carbs. You know, I only had 50 grams of carbs. You know, I had a lot of fat, you know, just over 85 grams, which, you know, I really wanted and I was excited for, because I always feel better when I have a lot of fat. But yeah, we slept. And it got me thinking, like, I did make an effort yesterday to do something a bit different, which I should have been doing over the weeks. And that is, you know, I'm losing sleep. Okay, so it's only natural, you know, you're laying in bed, you don't really want to just stare at the ceiling, so you put the TV on, you watch stuff, try and fall asleep, but really that keeps you up, you know, and then you get into the habit then. So I'll be falling to sleep for like 2 hours, waking up, putting the TV back on, watching stuff for half an hour, sometimes an hour, and I realised last night that I got to make an effort not to do that. So instead, I put on this YouTube video. It's like a black screen with some sleep wave frequencies, very relaxing, and I promised myself that I wouldn't put anything on if I wake up in the middle of the night. And I woke up twice to go to the toilet. Both times I just lay back in bed and went straight back to sleep, and I feel great. I think the condition I looked at it this morning is the best so far. It's really given me confidence. I want to say a big thank you to, you know, there's a few people out there, they know who they are, like over the weekend, who were very supportive and helped me, because I'm very much in my mind at the moment. Like, I'm second guessing myself all the time. I feel like I'm getting worse when in reality I'm getting better. It's just the mental battle at the moment is tough. But we're going to do more of the same today. Gym opens at 8, gonna get there, do cardio, gonna keep the carbs low, probably not as low. I think after the second workout, I'm gonna do my back today. when I come back, I think I'm gonna have some direct carbs then. But I'm gonna try and keep the carbs under 100 grams today. Fat's quite high, protein high, and yeah, moving into the last 2 weeks. This next week is gonna be nothing but posing, keeping the calories low, getting the last bit of fat that I can, and then next weekend we start the depletion. It's peak week, and in 2 weeks time it's the show. So I feel great. It's just unbelievable what a night's sleep can do. Oh my god, I'm gonna do the same now, and for the rest of this 2 weeks I'm gonna do exactly the same each night. Really make an effort to sleep, because even though the situation is what's making me tired, you also have to be accountable for your actions, and like I have developed the bad habits of watching things, which is obviously keeping me up as well. So I don't know how much I'm going to film today, guys, because I'll be honest with you, like yesterday went so well, just focusing on the training and then active rest. Like, even though I went to the gym 3 times, which to some people might sound extreme, in reality it was probably less stressful than a usual day for me, because usually it's like gym first thing, come home, get ready for work, go to work, working all day. There's no rest, back, go to the gym, come home. You know, it's like 12-14 hours of like mental stress, you know, before you even get a chance to sit down. Whereas yesterday, even though I was in the gym 3 times, in between I was relaxing, I was, you know, filming videos. I purposely moved the second session a little bit earlier so that when I came back I had a longer rest in between before I went back, and I just laid in bed, played the PlayStation, and that just gave me that mental switch off for like 2 hours, and obviously laying down, and it just really did wonders, to be honest. So I'm going to do more of the same. We're only going to the gym twice today, and I'm really going to focus on resting. So I may just take photos, or I might film the meals I have, but I may just take photos. But yeah, you know, I think this was a very successful weekend, and yeah, it's really spurred me on now for the last 2 weeks to give it everything I have. And a big thank you to everybody who's been so supportive. You know, it really helped, because as I say, the mental game at the moment has been tough. So yeah, this is week 14, 2 weeks out. I'm excited, but now, as I said, I need to work on posing, because I'll admit I've made the mistake of focusing all my energy on getting in shape, because I felt like I'd be behind, but I haven't been putting enough energy and effort into the posing. And now, I'll be honest, I'm going to be kind of cramming that in, which is not good. And I definitely advise someone, if they're doing their first show, to start working on your posing as soon as possible. It's not like I haven't been working on my posing, but like not enough, you know, because you got to remember, you know, it doesn't matter what you look like. At the end of the day, you got to step on stage and you have to present that in a certain way, and that's through the posing. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, so next weekend is depletion. Do another video then, and yeah, I'll see you guys then. Thank you very much for checking it out, and again, huge thank you to everybody for the support. Alright, so this is meal 1. It's a steak and mushroom sandwich with keto bread. Obviously you've got to have the red onion, the gherkins and the jalapenos. This has got about 60 grams of protein, 15 carbs and 17 grams of fat. This is meal 2. This is pre-workout, more of a snack really, where we got 100 grams of frozen chicken breast and 3 egg whites. This has 3 carbs, 2 fat and 32 grams of protein. Alright, so this is meal 3. This is our post-workout meal. This is the only meal with direct carbs, and we got a banana, 30 grams of oats, 10 grams of honey, and 150 grams of raw weight chicken breast. And this has 50 grams of carbs, 40 grams of protein, and about 4 grams of fat. Alright, so this is meal 4. We got steak salad. This is 45 grams of protein, 10 carbs, and 12 grams of fat. Meal 5, another snack really. This is 100 grams of frozen chicken breast, 2 egg whites. It's got 28 grams of protein, 2 carbs, 2 fat, and about 140 calories. So this is meal 6, the final meal of the day. Pretty much the same as meal 4, with a little bit of extra salad. And this puts our total macros for the day up to about 100 carbs, 250 protein, 50 fat, and just over 1800 calories.